In this video, I am going to share why so many successful career driven women struggle losing weight, or they can lose weight, but they can never keep it off. My name is Bo Murley. I'm the CEO of Alpha Her, and for the last 8+ years, we have coached over 3,000 successful career driven women inside our coaching program, where in a short period of time, they walk away looking their best, feeling their best, and truly living their best life again. And in doing this for a near decade and probably having 10, 20, 30,000 calls with women, having conversations every single day in the DMs, via text, messenger, whatever the case may be, is I often find that women get distracted by things that don't matter, and they overlook just the little things that are right in front of them that would make a huge difference long term. What I mean by this is so many women will think, oh, do I need to do HIIT workouts? Do I need to do this? What diet to follow? Should I give up carbs? Should I do paleo? Should I do fasting? They just oftentimes too, what they think they're doing is preparation, but it's simply procrastination. They're overlooking the low hanging fruit that's directly in front of them that would allow them to get to where they want to be, but they're being distracted by things that don't really matter long term. And oftentimes it's because they're not aware of these things right in front of them, or they are potentially, but they know that these little things right in front of them are very hard to do consistently. So they want to make it more complex than it needs to be. Let me give you an example from my personal life. So I've been running our company for 8+ years at this point. And for a couple of those years, about 4 or 5 years ago, I did a lot, I even worked with a mentor when it comes to productivity and focus. I probably read 20, 30 books about, okay, how can I really optimize my day? How can I plan things out? How can I eliminate distractions? How can I become more focused? How can I get more done so I feel better about myself? How can I end the day and have like 30 things on my to-do list checked off? And I thought reading all these books and listening to all these podcasts and doing all these things would help me. I was like, there must be a secret to being productive. And I was kind of in some ways procrastinating in itself. Instead of doing the work, I was like, I need to read and study productivity, and then I'll be productive. But I'm not exactly sure where I came across this. But one big thing that I did is about three and a half years ago, because I think I did it on January 1st of 23. Yes, a little over three years ago at this point, is I put my phone in do not disturb in focus mode, and I haven't looked back. And just that little change exponentially 5x, 10x my productivity every single day. But it was really hard at first, because I was like, okay, I have a team of 15 employees. I have Slack messages. I have text. I have like my Instagram notifications, once if someone sends me an email. So for the longest time, I mean, it took me a couple months, but as soon as I knew I needed to do this, I did it. And I was just like, okay, let's just try it for a week and see if I notice any changes. But I know for many of you, you're like, well, there's no way I could ever do that. Like, that's impossible. Once if someone called, like, look, trust me, as a business owner with employees, with family, aging grandparents, emergencies, like, once if someone tries to call, trust me, like I had those exact same thoughts you did. We're not different. Everybody has stuff going on. They, have someone that could potentially call them. Trust me, I 100% get it. And I was having those same thoughts, but I did it. And you know what? It's been an absolute game changer for my productivity. So instead of wasting time for a year or two reading all these productivity books, listen to all these productivity mindset, podcasts and YouTube videos, just flip my phone and do not disturb, and boom, my productivity, shot through the moon. In the last couple of years, every day I'm more productive than I had been for 4 or 5 years prior to that. So again, I was overlooking that at first. And then for a couple months, I realized, okay, I think my phone dinging all the time, getting emails coming through as I'm sitting here, I'm distracted by it. And it was really causing me to not be as focused as I needed to be, and also being very distracted. Like, I think we're all in some way, shape, or form, to varying levels of degree, addicted to our phone. And now I'm still on my phone a lot. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's always proactive. I consciously have to think about grabbing my phone and checking it and looking at it. Before, it was like sitting here and it would ding, or I'd see, notifications come through, and I'd be in the middle of doing something. I was like, well, I can't wait. I need to check this. What is this text? What is this call? What is this email I just got? So now, no notifications on my phone. I have like 50 different apps on my phone. I'm trying to drive that down to like 5 or 6. So I'm like double, tripling down on what's already working, because I think if I did that, be more productive. And just as an aside, if you really do want to try this little experiment, see how it goes for you, you can. Your iPhone's amazing. I'm not sure how it'd work on an Android, but my family and close friends know they need to call me twice within 15 minutes, because that second call will come through. So I've like trained and calibrated people around me that love me, care about me. If it's just to catch up and see how I'm going, they'll usually just call me once, and then I'll call them back when I'm free. Or if it is something really important, they just call me twice in a row, and then that second call will come through. It still doesn't ring, but it will come through, and I'll get a notification that someone tried to call me twice, and it's only from a contact in my phone. But what I mean by this, and this isn't a rant about how to increase your productivity with your phone, although it could be, and maybe you get benefit from that. But when it comes to your health and fitness, it's the same thing. Like, in our program, we celebrate habits and actions and behavior wins just as much as dropping 10, 15, 20 pounds. Because if you're in business, or you're a female who's an entrepreneur and you track KPIs and such, there's lag and lead indicators, right? Weight loss and losing weight is simply a lag indicator. A lead indicator is the habits, the actions that you take on a daily, weekly basis. And if you do these things, the weight will come. Here's what I mean specifically, where women get distracted on, what type of workouts to do or this. If we bring a woman in our program who's very sedentary, and we get her to double or triple her amount of steps that she gets in on average per day, the compounding of that over 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years is so vital. Not only for her to lose weight, but just mental health, overall health. There's studies that show the more active you are, the more steps you get in, the longer that you live. So if we can take a woman and get her to just get more steps in consistently per day, that's a huge win for her long term when it comes to both weight loss, health, and just longevity as well. So again, a lot of women are distracted. They'll sit there and watch a YouTube video about like what workout to do, or they'll think about this or that, and it's just like getting outside for 15 minutes and getting a walk in, listen to 3 or 4 of your favorite songs would be way more beneficial than sitting there being distracted or worrying about things that don't actually matter, right? Another example is if we can get, we work with a lot of women who travel that go out to eat quite a bit. In our program, we talk a lot about don't order appetizers. Like, just get your main. Tell yourself like, hey, if you're still hungry or you want dessert after you finish your meal, then give yourself permission to order dessert. But people get in trouble with appetizers, right? You get appetizers, you go out to eat, you get apps. Then by the time sometimes your meal comes, especially if it's a classy restaurant and they kind of delay, it's more about the experience than the speed. A lot of times you're like, gosh, I could have just been full on the appetizers, right? Because it takes a while for it to hit your brain to let you know that you're full. And you get your dinner and you're like, God, I couldn't even eat this, but I paid for it. This is my main course. I better finish it, right? So if we can kind of build this habit of a women who like to go out to eat 2 or 3 times a week, which nothing wrong with that. I go out to eat a lot. I enjoy it. If I didn't go out to eat, I probably wouldn't leave my place for weeks on end. But like if we have a woman who every time she goes out to eat, she skips appetizers, and she goes out to eat maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Appetizers, depending on what she's getting, that could be an extra 500-600 calories. So we're saving her 1,500 calories a week by building the habit of not getting appetizers. Go out to eat, just eat your main course. 1,500 calories a week, 6,000 calories a month, 80,000 calories saved per year. By a decade, that's almost 1 million calories. You don't think that makes a difference in someone's weight loss? It's little things like that so many women do not sit down and really think of and reflect on, but we bring them into our program. We start to help them with these things. We bring awareness to it. And it's oftentimes these little simple things right in front of you that would make the biggest difference to your life, to your health and fitness journey that you absolutely neglect. You either not aware of it, or you are aware of it, but it's pretty hard to do. It's the same with women and cutting back alcohol. If you drink 3 or 4 nights a week, if we can bring a woman in and cut that back to one, again, that's a lot of saved calories. If she goes from drinking 3 or 4 nights a week, 2 or 3 glasses of wine, to like 2 glasses of wine once a week, I'm here to tell you the compounding of that is a big, big difference. But why do a lot of women want to do that? They like to drink. But you got to decide, like, do you rather catch a buzz 3 or 4 nights a week and have a couple glasses of wine, or do you want to look incredible, feel amazing, and live the longest, happiest, highest quality life that you possibly can? These are the decisions that matter, and these are the things to think about. And one of the big things we see with women inside our program. Hopefully this was helpful. It gives you some things to think about. And as always, if you're interested in working with us, there should be a link around here where you can check out our program, take a quiz. We have about a 10-12 minute overview video where I explain exactly how our program works and how we've helped thousands of women over the last near decade. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.